KDSP, a mid-sized NGO based in Karachi, created the Early Preschool Experience Program and the Program for Inclusive Education. Both prepare young children with Down syndrome and assist them during the transition to a mainstream preschool or nursery.
First of all, I would like to congratulate and thank you and Vienna, the ESL Foundation, and the Zero Project team for such a wonderful gathering today, where everyone shares their mission of having a world with zero barriers. Thank you for giving me and my colleague Maha Rauf the opportunity to represent our country at the Zero Project Conference and talk about the work KDSP does back home. KDSP, a Down syndrome organization, was born out of a birth of a beautiful soul that you can all see in the picture. Thank you. It is a nonprofit organization that was launched in March 2014 by a group of concerned parents and individuals who, due to limited support and resources available, realized a need for a platform for those with Down syndrome. Hence, KDSP was formed with the mission to advocate the value, acceptance, and inclusion of people with Down syndrome in our country, and aims to provide them with the opportunity to lead independent and fulfilling lives. We understand the needs of individuals with Down syndrome and their loved ones. So from the moment a family with a child with Down syndrome is introduced to us, KDSP embarks on a journey with them until they feel empowered, included, and equal members of society. We serve as a boat for our family network as they navigate the waters of life, carrying them through our 6 areas of service. In order to make services more accessible to parents and to bridge the gap, KDSP aims to provide a one-stop solution as a first of its kind. We provide all services under one roof until they are independent individuals. We act as a one-stop holistic solution for children with Down syndrome. I'll briefly take you over our 6 areas of services, which are: we provide family support to empower parents. We inform the world about Down syndrome to create a more inclusive society through awareness. We provide access to affordable, high-quality healthcare to ensure complete peace of mind for the parents. We focus on skills and talents of individuals with Down syndrome through vocational training and talent development programs. We provide children with Down syndrome to access mainstream educational systems. Lastly, we provide speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy for children with Down syndrome to help achieve their developmental milestones timely. When we talk about education, there are multiple obstacles that children with Down syndrome face when it comes to accessing quality education. The first one being school readiness. In comparison to typical students, these children need just a little extra accommodation and adjustment to help them be ready for mainstream schools. This early intervention is crucial to help develop a more solid foundation. Second problem is transitioning into mainstream schools, as there are very few schools that are inclusive and very little leadership buy-in as well. There is very limited information amongst the parents about these schools. Another challenge is that the mainstream schools have when it comes to enrolling students with Down syndrome. While they are legally obligated to admit students with special needs, there is little or no enforcement at all. Schools don't want to invest in inclusion. For them, it is the harder path to take, and so they often refuse admissions. And even when they do, the teachers and staff are simply practicing inclusion because they have been mandated to, but don't have the inclusion mindset. That's where KDSP's preschool program comes into play, specifically designed to prepare a child with Down syndrome for a confident transition into mainstream schools, taking into account each child's needs. The purpose of this preschool program is to help students become ready for mainstream school by focusing on their motor, cognitive, and social skills, and teaching them basic self-help skills by nurturing their individual strengths. This is also backed by financial support to parents so that the child's development does not get affected by any barrier. To dive a bit deeper into our program, we take in children between the ages of 1.5 to 3 who might also be taking other services from KDSP. These children are part of our program for 1 year, where through individualized education plans, we work to enhance their social, intellectual, and physical skills. Their typical day starts with circle time to help with their social and cognitive skills. Then they move on to smaller group gatherings, where with a ratio of 2 students per teacher, they work on different skills at each station. And then they end their day with an outdoor play to focus on their gross motor movements. This entire program also enables them to develop better sitting tolerance, healthy parental attachment, and better routine. To help our families with the challenges they face other than school readiness, transitioning into mainstream schools, we conduct regular parent training sessions, which could all include sessions on how to work with their children, how to manage their behaviors, how to understand what inclusion is, how to identify inclusive schools, and many more. And how do we do that? We help connect parents with inclusive schools. We have developed an inclusion index that fits our local context, and we assess schools based on the same tool so that we can give parents complete information about these schools based on our criteria. In terms of the schools we work with their infrastructural and curriculum adjustment so that they feel more ready to enroll our students. Finally, to capacitate the mainstream schools further, we conduct awareness sessions as well. Now, I have a video to share a story of a child who is currently enrolled in our preschool program.
Education has always been a priority to us. But when we learned about Alina's diagnosis, we were lost. Will she go to a school? Will any school be willing to admit her? This caused a lot of anxiety and I felt helpless. I had no idea what the right way was to prepare her for mainstream schools. And on top of that, I wasn't even sure if these schools were inclusive enough or not. Would they wholeheartedly accept my child? Luckily, when Alina started taking therapies at the Karachi Down syndrome program, I was told that they have a school readiness program as well. And that's when I knew I had to send Alina here. When Alina started this school readiness program, it provided her with an opportunity to socialize, interact, and sit for long durations comfortably. Through station time, she also gets focused attention by the teacher, and she also ensures that she is learning better. They focus on quality and constantly work towards improvement. I also love how they give special attention to activities to build and develop their fine motor skills. Through the program, Alina has also developed a routine, which makes it so easy for me and her to follow one at home as well. I'm really excited for her to join a mainstream school like the graduates before her. I'm so excited for her future. The best part is the journey with KDSP just doesn't end once the kids graduate. After the admission process, KDSP not only helps us with the coordination with schools, it also helps to create individualized educational plans. And it also constantly works towards creating an inclusive landscape for Pakistan. So I'm really happy to say that Alina is in safe hands.
Thank you. Looking back, I'm proud to say that KDSP has come a long way since the inception of its school readiness program. And 80 plus adorable children with Down syndrome have graduated from this program. Due to these early interventions and trainings of around 300 plus staff and educators in 60 plus mainstream schools, at least 85% of our graduates have been enrolled in mainstream schools. The program in itself is sustainable. as it is replicable easily. There is a structured plan in place available, tools, knowledge, and training modules. This is proven by the fact that we were able to successfully set up our third facility very recently in another city. This is not to say that there were no challenges. The biggest one being lack of social inclusion at multiple levels and dimensions, existence of financial challenges, and regulating inclusion quotas so the rights are not just passed but ensured. Lastly, I would like to talk about what are the next steps of KDSP.
Yeah, sorry, could you wrap up a little bit because we are running out of time?
Just last
Thank you.
couple of minutes. We plan to expand our preschool and inclusion programs by serving more children. We would like to scale our models to other parts of the country. We would also like to work on capacity building of mainstream schools through more awareness and sensitization sessions and teacher trainings, advocating and lobbying for enforcing each child's right to education. And last but not the least, conducting and publishing research for more contextualized approaches for students with Down syndrome. That's it. Thank you. Any questions?
So thank you so much, Tavish, for this nice presentation and also this really lively video which shows us that inclusive education is so important and that also the children with Down syndrome, they should be in focus in this project. And I think that's really unique. And with this, if you have some questions, please note them down and you can post them later in the end of the session.